Step 10. Continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. As we work the first 9 steps, we prepare ourselves for the adventure of a new life. But when we approach step 10, we commence to put our AA way of living to practical use, day by day, in fair weather or foul. Then comes the acid test. Can we stay sober, keep an emotional balance, and live to good purpose under all conditions? Just before we decided to take step 10, the Big Book informed us of some very interesting predictions about our future selves. Quote, "If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. We are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations that used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that a greater power is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves." Unquote. We are then challenged with the question, are these extravagant promises? The Big Book assures us that they are not. Quote, "They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them." Unquote. Always? Who among us isn't ready to sign up for that? It sounds too good to be true. So what's the catch? Well, remember those first 9 steps that we worked so hard to complete? We get to practice them over and over and over and over and over in our daily lives, one day at a time. Not just overnight. It should continue for a lifetime. Step 10 suggests that if we have a real desire to learn and grow by this means, doing inventories is a necessity for us. We will continue to set right any new mistakes as we go along. We have done our best up to this point to clean up the past. We've entered the world of the spirit. Our function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. It requires an admission and spirit. Our function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. It requires an admission and correction of our errors now. Our inventory, when carefully taken, enables us to settle with the past. And when we have peace with ourselves, we are really able to leave the past behind us. If we are painstaking about our development, the book says, to some of us these practices may be at first appeared as joy killers as well as time consumers. Must AA members spend most of their waking hours drearily rehashing their sins of omission or commission? Well, hardly. The emphasis on inventory is heavy only because a great many of us have never really acquired the habit of accurate self-appraisal. Once this healthy practice has become grooved, it will be so interesting and profitable that the time it takes won't be missed. For these minutes and sometimes hours spent in self-examination are bound to make all the other hours of the day better and happier. At length, our inventories become a regular part of daily living rather than something unusual or set apart. We continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. And when these crop up, we ask our higher power to at once remove the knee-jerk reaction and the use of old, ingrained, unhealthy behaviors, and instead be guided towards the spiritual path of love and kindness that is our goal. We then reach out and discuss these issues immediately and make amends quickly if we have harmed anyone. At this time, sanity will have returned. We will seldom be interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil from it as from a hot flame. We react sanely and normally, and we will find that this has happened automatically. It just comes. That's the miracle of it. We are not fighting it, neither are we avoiding temptation. We are not cured of alcoholism. What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. Every day is an opportunity to humbly operate on a higher spiritual plane. How can I best serve myself and my fellows? These are the thoughts that must go with us constantly. We can exercise our self-will along this line all we wish, for it is the proper use of one's will. Every time we are disturbed, no matter what the cause, there is something wrong with us. If someone hurts us and we are sore, we are in the wrong also. Wait, are there no exceptions to this rule? What about justifiable anger? If somebody cheats us, aren't we entitled to be mad? Can't we be properly angry with self-righteous folk? For us in AA, these are dangerous exceptions. Few people have been more victimized by resentments than have we alcoholics. A burst of temper could spoil a day, and a well-nursed grudge could make us miserable. As we saw it, our wrath was always justified and could keep us on an emotional jag indefinitely. These emotional dry benders often led us straight to the bottle. A spot check inventory taken in the midst of such disturbances can be a great help in quieting stormy emotions. This quick inventory is aimed at our daily ups and downs, especially those where people or new events throw us off balance and tempt us to make mistakes. In all of these situations, we need self-restraint, honest analysis of what is involved, a willingness to admit when the fault is ours, and an equal willingness to forgive when the fault is elsewhere. We need not be discouraged when we fall into the error of our old ways, for these disciplines are not easy. We shall look for progress, not perfection. When we speak or act hastily, the ability to be fair-minded and tolerant evaporates on the spot. We must avoid quick-tempered criticism and furious power-driven argument. Nothing pays off like restraint of tongue and pen. The same goes for sulking and silent scorn. For we can neither think nor act to good purpose until the habit of self-restraint has become automatic. We must be quite as careful when we begin to achieve some measure of importance and material success. For no people have ever loved personal triumphs more than we have loved them. When temporary good fortune came our way, we indulged ourselves in fantasies of still greater victories over people and circumstances. Thus, blinded by prideful self-confidence, we were apt to play the big shot. And now that we are in AA and sober, we can guard against big shotism by daily checking ourselves and remembering that our sobriety and any success that we have are due to a power greater than ourselves. We begin to see that all people, including ourselves, are to some extent emotionally ill as well as frequently wrong. When we are being prideful, angry, jealous, anxious, or fearful, our motives won't be hard to see and understand. But in other instances, only the closest scrutiny will reveal what our true motives are. For example, we constructively criticize someone who needed it, when our true motive was to win a useless argument. We thought we were helping when in actuality our true motive was to feel superior by pulling him down. We were depressed and complained, when in fact we were mainly asking for sympathy and protection. This odd trait of mind and emotion, this perverse wish to hide a bad motive underneath a good one, permeates human affairs from top to bottom. This subtle and elusive kind of self-righteousness can underlie the smallest act or thought. Learning daily to spot, admit, and correct these flaws is the essence of character building and good living. This is a good place to remember that inventory taking is not always done in red ink, and that we can treat ourselves gently with love and kindness. It is a poor day indeed when we haven't done something right. Good intentions, good thoughts, and good acts are there for all to see. Even when we have tried and failed, using the 12 steps allows the pains of failure to be converted into assets. How heartily all AAs can agree that pain was the touchstone of all their spiritual progress.